What's going on, everybody? Mrzennygames back here with another Neverwinter video. Today we're going to be doing Castle Never. This is not live. This was just recorded not too long ago, actually. I was just invited by one of my guildies, and I didn't realize this was the group we had, but I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And right off the bat, the one thing I started off doing wrong, and I switched it later on in the video, was I was not using Steel Defense. That move is OP in this dungeon, especially on the last boss, and you'll see later on I kind of messed up on the last boss, and you'll see that kind of messed things up, but this would be a good explanation video to showcase to you guys what would actually work, how to actually do this dungeon without a cleric, without a paladin on a guardian. And so I heard about Steel Defense. Sorry, bad talking, I'm tired. I originally did not know about this until I was watching somebody's stream, and they were talking about how a guardian tanks it with Steel Defense. Now basically Steel Defense is, I have my Xbox right here, I can read it off to you. I don't remember it from heart. But Steel Defense, after activating a daily power, become immune to damage for 3 seconds, and each rank that you get it adds a second. So rank 2 gives you a second, so that's 4 seconds. Rank 3 gives you 5, and then rank 4 would give you 6. So 6, I only have 5 right now. I have to level it up next time I get. But 6 seconds, man. 6 seconds, that is ridiculous amount of immunity, especially for PvP too. That would be like insane, especially if you have a lot of action point gain or a lot of recovery, and you get all that, because guardians get a lot of action point back anyways with their moves. I find, especially the more damage they take. So it was really good, especially on high damaging enemies and stuff. In general, it's pretty good for just tanking dungeons without a paladin. With a paladin, however, I'd just use whatever you want, enhanced mark, whatever, doesn't really matter, honestly. But let's get back to the video. We're about to get the first boss, and you'll see why I'm not sure if I have Steel Defense on at the first boss. I'm pretty sure I do, though. Not entirely sure. But if I do, you'll see that how much it helps to be immune. And even on the Orcus, you'll see how much it helps. Although on Orcus, I did kind of mess up in the beginning, and then I messed up near the end of the fight too as well. That kind of didn't ruin things, because one of the guys came in clutch, and actually Chaos, the CW, came in clutch for us. But it did kind of mess things up, and it did make the fight go a bit longer than it was expected. However, it is a good explanation video for how to run a guardian, and I'll let you guys watch this, and you'll see like how I run my guardian. You can run yours differently, but this is exactly how I run my guardian when I'm playing. But I also want to get to another topic, and it's about the game in general, Neverwinter, and what I feel they're doing wrong, what I feel they're doing right. Now tomorrow, this video will probably be going up tomorrow or late tonight. But tomorrow they're doing the Paladin debuff update, which basically means that Paladin's bubble now goes from 20 seconds down to 6 seconds, and haste clerics also get their haste debuff. So instead of their haste happening immediately and it's stacking, it only happens for a period of 5 seconds. You get it in a period of 5 seconds, and as you see here, I was just not using my stuff, but you get it in a period of 5 seconds instead of instantly, and it no longer stacks. So when the haste gets popped on you again, when you get gifted haste, it just refreshes it, so it doesn't actually stack on stack on stack of it. So that's why it'll make it a lot harder for paladins to be permabubble and stuff. But my friend in the game, his name is Faith. In game, his gamer tag is Mindless Bandit. He is actually going to be attempting to be perma bubble in this new update, which is pretty insane, and I'm gonna help him along the way. And if anything, I can use my guardian. He'd probably be really close, if not be at that point. So and if anything, he can go Devo if he has to, because they get a full respec. But he's gonna be trying that, and I feel like it is possible, 100%. It'll take some time, it'll take some effort. It is possible, because it's 6 seconds. I mean, honestly, they should have down to 10, or like 8 to 10 seconds. They give you that extra couple seconds, because 6 seconds seems kind of dramatic and drastic. but whatever. One of the other things that I dislike about what they did with the Paladin was the Shield of Faith debuff. They made it from 50% down to 30% damage reduction, and then they gave you just an extra 10% heal bonus, which is, I mean, unless you're a Devo Pally, it's not really beneficial. So I guess for Devo Pallies it's pretty good, but whatever. I guess it does make sense, but still, I don't know. Another thing they did was they debuffed Echoes of Light, so instead of it happening whenever you popped your encounters, you had a chance. And it was a 5% chance. It is now it can only happen once every 15 seconds, and it's a 10% chance now for it to happen. And if you guys don't know what Echoes of Light is, it is basically you pop one of your encounters, and once Echo of Light pops, it'll pop up on your screen saying Echoes of Light or whatever. Once it pops, you pop your encounter, you hit one of your encounters, and it basically refreshes all the other encounters. So if you hit like your Binding Oath, your Templar's Wrath, and then your move, and then your Echoes of Light pops, and then you hit your Relentless Avenger, then, and as you guys see right here, I'm using Steel Defense in this. I'm not taking much damage. It's pretty good because of the immunity and stuff. I'm gonna probably respec and make it the highest tier it can be, but yeah. As I was saying, they debuffed Echoes of Light. They debuffed. I can't remember what the move was called, but it's the. I haven't run my Paladin in a long time. It's the move where it makes you bigger and it makes you immune to CC and stuff. I can't remember what it's called. If one of you guys knows, if one of you guys know what it's called, put it in the comment section below, please. But yeah, they also changed Harrow Storm, which most Warlocks already knew that was happening. That's why mine, you noticed I switched to Blades of Vanquishing Armies. Harrow Storm just isn't as good as it is anymore, because they're debuffing the Lost Mode set as well, which means it's the Lost Mode set is going to be debuffed, so you're going to be doing about 40% less damage, around there, I believe. Not sure if it's going to be noticeable or not. I don't know, but the Orcus set is going to be pretty badass. So that's going to be going for my Warlock. And I think for PvP I might have a separate set, like I don't know, a Valinja set, or I might just stick with the Orcus set for extra damage. I'm not sure. But yeah, the Orcus set's going to be getting debuffed, or the Lost Mode set's going to be getting debuffed. So, not debuffed, but corrected, I guess, because it was already fixed, but I call it a debuff because it is kind of essentially taking a part of the game, and kind of, the way they're changing things is making the Paladin weaker, and then they're also going to be making the DPS weaker, which makes kind of no sense. It's kind of backwards logic, because you're going to reduce the tank, and then you're also going to reduce the DPS of the characters, which in hindsight, they should be reducing the DPS because the Lost Mode set was bugged. Or there was a mistake with it that was made with it. But the Paladin, like I said, 10 seconds would have been the minimum I would have said. The minimum I would have enjoyed them to have debuffed it to, because something just popped outside. That's creepy. But because it's the DPS is going lower, and they're talking about like, oh, they want people to build up their defenses so they can survive. Well, I mean, with the armor penetration that these enemies have, you can't really, no matter how much defense you really build, it's not going to help you. As you see with my Guardian, he has one of his companions proccing. I have a legendary Portal Hound, which if you guys are a Guardian fighter and you want to learn how to use your Guardian fighter, definitely get the Portal Hound to legendary if you can. You know, it costs a lot of AD, but it is amazing. And get Bonding Runestones 12 before anything else, in my opinion, because those are going to be most important, especially once they fix the companion procs, or the Bonding Runestone procs, not the companion procs. But yeah, definitely get a Portal Hound. But my defense reaches about 40k, 40 plus k when my companion's fully procced. I haven't really checked it out yet because I just got the Twisted set, and I just got that. I just got new stuff on my companion that made the defense go a bit higher. I'm running about 4,500. 4,700 defense on my companion, so it's going to give quite a bit. I'm trying to get to 5,000. I just need to get the necklace of adorable rolls, or the durable necklace of rolls, whatever it's called. It's about 600k, but that gives you 520 defense, about 300 deflect or something like that, and it has 2 defense slots, which is amazing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And it's like I was saying, you can have as much defense, you can have 40,000 defense, and you still see me get like annihilated at times because of how much these damage these things do, you know. And as you guys may have seen if you ever ran Cragmire Crypts back when when the Paladins weren't when people didn't know about the Paladins as much, you know, and people didn't really get those OP Paladins yet. And Guardian Fighters had to tank Cragmire Crypts, had to tank, obviously not the last boss because he was OP, but had to tank Temple of Spider. And you'll notice that a lot of the enemies like the Archers and Cragmire Crypts, they could tear you up if you dropped your shield. Even if you had the mad amount of defense, it didn't really matter. They still tore you up. So that's where I'm getting at, where the defense doesn't really come into play unless you have a shitload of deflect. It doesn't really matter what you build your defense like, because you're still going to get hit really hard no matter what you do. So I don't know what they're kind of thinking about there. That doesn't make any sense. But one of the things that really bugs me with this game is that, okay, they're fixing all the PvE stuff, which doesn't really, I mean, it's not really a big effect on people. It's like, aside from like the people that go solo queue and then they get into groups of Paladins and they start complaining, that doesn't make any sense to me. Then in my opinion, if you're going to be queuing up and you don't want a Paladin, then queue up in a group. Don't solo queue, because it doesn't make any sense. You make yourself look stupid when you whine about it. I've had there's a Guardian Fighter, I don't know if you guys know him, he's in Look Good Play Good, named Z-Link. He complained about my friend Matt, his Paladin, when I was running my Guardian. And I run my Guardian even though he's on his Paladin. I don't need his Paladin, I just run it because he's my friend, you know. You're not going to not run with your friend, that doesn't make any sense. But he was complaining about the Paladin, and he was talking smack about me because I was running at the Paladin and stuff. And it just doesn't make sense. If you don't want to run at the Paladin, don't solo queue. Otherwise, you can't really complain, you know. I had another person from Paragon Gaming do the same thing, named Metaphor. And I'm just saying their names so that you guys know who they are. I mean, I'm not talking smack. Z-Link's a good GWF, but that comment was just kind of silly, and it just didn't make any sense why you'd say something like that if there's no logic to it. But what I'm getting at is, all these people that want challenges that are probably complaining about the Paladins being too OP and stuff, and I guess they are really OP in PvP, but I'm gonna get to that in a bit. But you can't really complain saying you don't have a challenge, because if you want a challenge, make your own group that doesn't have a Paladin, you know. I mean, as simple as that. There's nothing really else you can do. I mean, obviously you see we're running with no Paladin here, and it's going pretty easy, so it doesn't really, I mean, if you really want a challenge, if you're one of those guys that really wants a challenge, queue up with a pug group, with a Guardian Fighter, like a Guardian Fighter you know, or a pug Guardian, and then run. That'll be a challenge. Don't complain about Paladins. I don't see the point. They're a class in the game. They help. They benefit. You know, they're really good for helping lower level at people, pugs and stuff. But getting to the PvP part of it was that I think they should be taking their minds away from the devs of Neverwinter, the people that are making all these decisions. They should be taking their minds away from PvE for now and working on PvP, because PvP is insanely broken. Not just the community and the people that are playing it, it's the just the way it's set up and the way things happen in that game, you know. So, I mean, you need to get your Seal of Triumphs to get your Lion's Mane gear, right? Well, when I solo queue PvP, I still get put against those hardcore pre-mades, the 5-man teams of like the highest tier guilds in the game, you know, like Look and Play Good 5-mans, Asylum 5-mans. Even though the Asylum 5-mans, the people in them aren't that good by themselves, in my opinion. I've seen some of them, they're just but it's just the 5-man aspect to it. They have to run 5 people together. They don't run around solo. Once they queue up 5-man, they don't run around solo by themselves killing people. They have to run in that 5-man group around to kill everybody. And here is another boss fight that's coming up right here, the second boss, and you'll see I'm using Steel Defense now, so it's going to make it a lot easier, and it's going to make it a lot more fun and a lot less difficult on me, so I don't have to, you know, continuously be dying and getting shreked. But yeah, I think they need to, in my opinion, what they need to do for PvP is they really need to make an ranked queuing system. And they really need to make it more fair, you know, more evenly matched. So it's not like you're a 3K running up against high 4.2s, you know, with full PvP gear. I think they should base it off tenacity. They should base it off tenacity, in my opinion. And they should base it off, like, if you're running a 5-man, you get queued up against a 5-man group, no matter what. Because that would make it more fair. And it would make it a lot better for these higher tier people to play more competitively, because then they're not going to be sitting there being like, okay, let's go to the unranked PvP. Like you'd still be able to get your Seal of Triumph whether you play unranked or ranked. You'd still be able to get your glory whether you play unranked or ranked. Doesn't really matter, but the ranked would just give you, there'd be a leaderboards for the ranked that would give you it would give you much more purpose. They could add like rewards for getting and I fell from the ceiling there, you saw me get hurt, but they could add rewards for getting, I don't know, if you get first place on the leaderboards, and what they should do is they should reset it every, I think, bi-monthly or monthly or something like that. And every month, let's say it's monthly, they reset it. At the end of every month, the day they reset it, if you're first place on the leaderboards, first, second, third, you get a reward, like based on how good you did. So let's say you're first place, you get the top tier reward. Your second place, you get the second reward, and then like that. I think that would make the game much more fun. I think it would make PvP a lot more fun, because people would actually be able to queue up and get their gear rather than going up against like hardcore OP groups like that. And it would make it a lot more fun. I believe it would make a lot more fun for the 4Ks and stuff. I mean, if you're a 4K out there and you're like one of those OP PvP guys, let me know, like, do you think it would be beneficial if they did that? Like, would you have much more fun if you were able to do a more competitive based PvP? And let me know if, like, I think they should also add 1v1 queues. I think what they should do as well is they should kind of take a page out of Guild Wars 2's book. If you ever played Guild Wars 2 PvP, they have there when they do the unranked or whatever it's called. I've only played it really a couple times on my brother's account, so I don't know exactly what it's like, but from my experience, if you queue up unranked, you get queued up against other people. They could be better skill based. They could be better, like they could have more skill than you in the game, but you all have the same gear, so it's a bit more fair. It's more skill based rather than oh, I have better gear than you. And then the world versus world part of Guild Wars 2 is gear based. So the better gear you have, the better you'll do. That's what I think they should sort of do, is a system like that, so it's not okay, I'm gonna be a 2500 queuing up for or like a 2K item level queuing up for domination. I think Stronghold Siege should be a different scenario. Stronghold Siege should just be anybody. You can get queued up against anybody. It doesn't really matter, because it's a more competitive guild versus guild system. They need to fix it too, so that it pops more, because right now it's I don't know if tomorrow will make it better, because they are fixing the queues tomorrow, where if you queue up and then you bring up your inventory or something, you'll get a second queue, which it won't actually be a second queue, but it'll just pop up twice, and if you accept it, you go over the queue limit, and it kind of messes with the queue. They're fixing that tomorrow. I'm not sure if that's going to fix the proccing of Stronghold Siege, because it didn't really proc much. It didn't really pop much in the first place before then. So, I do believe they should work on making it pop more, and they should make like this system where it's you could queue 2v2, 1v1, 3v3, 4v4, stuff like that. So it's like it's a more competitive based mode, and there's more fair mode for lower people to get their gear, so they can get to that point where they can be competitive, kind of like Smite too as well. Smite has that unranked stuff which doesn't really do much, and then there's that ranked which gives you like all those cool things, and like you get like just cooler things like leaderboards and stuff like that. That's what I think would be really beneficial for them to do in PvP in this game, and it would make this game a lot more fun. They make a lot more money, because people be paying, or people be coming to play more. They'd be buying more things, which is another thing I want to. And here's another. This is where you see me mess up at the beginning of the fight. It kind of screwed up there. I didn't really pay attention. I should have popped my daily before, because once you pop your daily, you're immune. I should have popped my daily before, then used into the fray. But as you see, I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna heal up. I'm gonna get my rhythm together, and then I mess up again near the end of the fight, so you'll see me mess up. I'll end up dying, and then Chaos will have to clutch it up for us. But they should add they should really add some things into the game that would make it a bit more, make people pay a bit more money into the game. Even though it's free to play, you can still add those things like I don't know, custom, like really cool fashion that you can only buy with real money. Instead of, and right, yeah, you see me messed up there, I died, but they should have really new fashion that's really cool looking, not like some of the stuff they have in the game, like I like the Thane Patrician stuff, but there's some stuff like that feather fashion, which is really ugly. the jester stuff, I don't really like that. They a lot more cooler fashion, maybe some transmutes or something like that for your character. Stuff like that would be like cosmetic things that you could buy with real money only, you know. I think that would make them some money, and it would people would definitely pay it for it. I believe if you had some really cool stuff, people would definitely pay. Like had like really cool wings or something like that. That's my 2 cents on that. The game's the dungeon's about to end, so I want to kind of wrap things up here, and I want to know what you guys think about the topics I discussed in this. You know, give me your opinion in the description below, or the comment section below. If you guys ever want to play with me, my gamer tag will be in the description below. You can go there, add me on Xbox. I'll add anyone back. It doesn't really matter. I'll play with you. You can invite me to a party, ask me questions, whatever. You can give me some pointers if you have any pointers for me and stuff. If you have any more news on Neverwinter and news about things that are gonna happen in the future, let me know. And also want to know, would you guys be interested in me streaming? Like I'd put a YouTube video up saying when I'm streaming, or I'd go on Twitch saying when I'm Twitter saying I'm streaming. Would you guys be interested in watching me stream some Neverwinter and maybe some other games like Witcher, Overwatch, UFC, stuff like that? If you would, let me know. That'd be pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And just to finish off this video, I want to say thank you guys for supporting, for watching my videos as I was gone. I wasn't able to upload for a while because my brother had broken our computer desk. And a funny story, I guess I can talk about it now because the fight's gonna take a bit to finish. But basically, what happened? We had a crescent moon desk in our room, and it had a glass, like about an inch thick glass table, and we had a candle up top of the desk. So there was like 2 shelves. There's a candle up top. Good maybe foot distance between the candle and the table, and my brother was tapping around, like tapping on the desk like this, you know, messing around, and then he went to pull himself in closer to the desk, and I guess when he pulled himself too hard, and the desk kind of shook, and the candle had fallen, and it literally smashed the entire glass table. Like I think I might have a picture on one of my phones. I'll check to see if I still have it. If I have it, maybe I'll post a picture on Twitter or something like that, or maybe I'll post it in the next video, like at the start of the video. I'll show you guys and have it up on the screen. But if I basically shattered the entire glass, we had to get rid of that desk, and then it took me a while to find one. I ended up buying one from a lady at work, and it's actually a really nice desk. It's not like super expensive, super good looking, but it's really convenient the way that it's set up. You know, everything is in place that I need. So. But the gameplay's about to end here, guys. I just want to say thank you again for watching my videos, supporting the channel. You know, and again, just leave your opinions on the topics we discussed in the comment section below. Add me on Xbox if you want to see me in the description below, and we'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Peace out.